I'm Deepti Babu, NSGC's president, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm here with other members of the board of directors and our executive director to share an update with you about a change that NSGC is going to be implementing next year. NSGC will be introducing formal disciplinary procedures effective January 1st, 2024. We wanted to share this update now as it's going to be a change that has the potential to affect all NSGC members and staff. Hopefully the information in this video and other learning and discussion opportunities over the next few months will give everyone time to become familiar with the procedures and to ask questions. Our disciplinary procedures will guide and outline official steps that NSGC members and staff can take to report an alleged violation of NSGC's bylaws, code of ethics, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, or DEIB policy, annual conference code of conduct, and other NSGC policies. Any NSGC member, staff, or non-member attending an NSGC activity can file a complaint against another NSGC member or staff member with regards to the policies that I mentioned. All complaints will be reviewed through a formal review process, and we'll get into that process a little bit later.
Hi, I'm Barry Tong, NSGC's Secretary-Treasurer, and I use he, him pronouns. The primary goal of these new procedures is to establish NSGC as a safe and inclusive organization. We want to ensure that the high standards of ethics, professionalism, and mutual respect outlined in all of NSGC's policies are upheld by NSGC members and staff. These procedures address concerns that NSGC members and staff have raised over time. Many have been asking for an official process to support member and staff accountability for upholding our standards of professionalism, ethics, and mutual respect as a society. This was a major theme and recommendation in the Exeter DEI assessment report, the member open comment period following publication of the Exeter report, and in our JEDI action plan. Also, without measures for recourse or enforcement, NSGC's policies are only aspirational and in name only. They need a framework of accountability to be meaningful and actionable, and to truly support our commitment to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, and the culture of belonging that we are actively working towards. It's important to note that these disciplinary procedures will apply to NSGC activities. Some examples include NSGC member and staff conduct during NSGC events, like conferences, webinars, meetings, NSGC discussion forum communications, or communications to or from the executive office. These new procedures will not apply to activities happening outside NSGC. Some examples of activities not covered by the disciplinary procedures include workplace interactions between NSGC members, activities or events run by other organizations where NSGC members are present, or personal interactions between NSGC members that happen outside of the organization. One other important thing to note, these procedures do not directly impact an NSGC member's licensure or certification. However, receiving a disciplinary action because of these procedures may be something that indirectly impacts a member's ability to be licensed or certified due to specific licensure rules, a restricted ability to attend NSGC educational events, or violation of the NSGC Code of Ethics.
I'm Colleen Campbell, NSGC's president-elect, and I use she, her pronouns. As NSGC was reviewing all of our policies, our former JEDI manager, Tyler Jasper, noted we did not yet have a framework or formal process to ensure accountability in the event that any of the policies were violated. To build accountability around this and all of NSGC's policies, Tyler worked with NSGC's attorney to draft disciplinary procedures. The board reviewed and discussed these procedures over several meetings. The board approved the current disciplinary procedures in February of this year. We are now working on communicating this change to everyone and building out the process to implement the procedures. A new disciplinary procedures committee will be created, and this committee will review specific complaints as they are brought forward and conduct the disciplinary procedures. The committee will be filled by members applying through the annual call for volunteers that opens in September. 5 current NSGC members with the specific skills, traits, and characteristics will be part of this committee. The skills, traits, and characteristics will be listed in the application through the call for volunteers. In general, we're hoping to find members who are motivated to help NSGC implement this major change, which we hope helps to build a culture of safety, inclusion, and belonging throughout the organization. You can find more details about this committee on the NSGC website, including a downloadable infographic.
I'm Megan Carey, NSGC's Executive Director, and I use she, her pronouns. At a high level, an individual submits a complaint to NSGC in writing. Complaints cannot be filed anonymously to ensure due process, so the person receiving the complaint will know who made it. Every complaint will first be reviewed by a small group, the NSGC President, Executive Director, and Attorney. If the complaint meets the basic scope and criteria of the procedures, it will go to the Disciplinary Procedures Committee. That committee will then take it through the formal procedures and conduct a full investigation. You can find more details about the process on the NSGC website, including a downloadable infographic that outlines each step. Disciplinary actions for NSGC members can only apply to a person's NSGC membership. Actions depend on how severe the complaint is, which is determined by the procedures. Disciplinary actions may include probation. This would mean losing the ability to serve on the board, committees, or other NSGC groups. Another potential action is suspension. This would mean that an individual loses all rights of NSGC membership and the ability to attend or speak at NSGC conferences for a defined period of time. Other actions are also possible, and details are available on the NSGC website.
There will be direct ways to have your questions answered coming soon. Watch your email for more information about these opportunities next week, and again, before the annual call for volunteers. We know that you'll likely have questions about these new procedures, such as how to file a complaint, the implications of filing a complaint or having one filed against you, and how the complaints will be reviewed. We're hosting office hours for members to attend as you're able. Board members and Megan Carey will be available to answer questions that you may have, and we're hosting these in July and in August. Our first one is scheduled for Wednesday, July 19th, from 10 to 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll also share more information about the process during the State of the Society address and the annual business meeting at this year's annual conference in October and going forward. Thank you for taking the time to learn about these new disciplinary procedures and starting to think about what it will mean for you and for our organization. You can learn more on the NSGC website. Thank you.